Hey, what's up, sports bettors? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam, and pretty exciting stuff. Let's bet some baseball for tomorrow's betting slate. So, in this video, I'm going to be coming out with my best MLB bets for tomorrow, Tuesday, August 2nd. Can't believe we're already in August. It's ridiculous. But all of the best plays I get, of course, I get using the OddsJam positive expected value page. I am still waiting on some bets to shake out tonight, so I don't really have much of an update for you guys. Didn't have any WNBA games today, unfortunately. So as of right now, not much to report on in terms of how today's bets are going. What I will say is that using the EV page to find bets is a profitable venture because, as you can see, of my 12.8K, about 87 of that is from positive EV betting. Odds boosts have gone pretty well, and I hit a couple free bets that have gone well as well. But all in all, it's all about positive EV betting. So let's chat about it. I love getting on lines early because if you can take advantage of some mispriced lines early in the betting market, you can find some really, really valuable plays. And there are two that I found that I really like. Let's hope that the odds don't change on them so I can lock these in and you guys can lock them in as well. The first one is this Mets Nationals first half total runs under 3.5. So basically, will the runs in the first half be less than 4, so 3.5 or fewer, for specifically for the first half? So it's the first 5 innings, same thing as the first half. Number one, it's of course it's positive EV found on the OddsJam positive expected value page. That's the first part. That's the most important part. If we do want to talk through the math a little bit, so the OddsJam line, which everybody knows is pulled from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, prices this at plus 136, with the VIG removed, priced at plus 144, and only 21 cents in market width. So everything kind of checks out just from an initial glance looking at this. The gap between the no vig odds and the odds that we are betting it at are 8 cents, which is pretty good. Equates to a profit margin of 3.21%, basically meaning for every $100 spent on this individual bet, you could figure to profit $3.21. In terms of unit sizing for this one, it's going to be about a 1 unit play. It's going to be a $50 play on the under 3.5 first half runs. So let me go ahead and lock this puppy in. So not my free bet, $75 free bet. Nice. I don't know where I got that from, but I'll take it. So let me go ahead and place this one. Plus 152 odds. It has been locked in. Now I will just add it to my bet tracker, click save, and everything is good to go from a placing it perspective. So from a math perspective, I mentioned that I liked it, right? The market width is kind of the first thing that I look at when I'm looking to decide whether I should take a bet or not. All of these bets on here are positive EV, so none of these are quote unquote bad bets. There's just two that I like the most, and this is the first one of those two. All of these are within market width as well, but this one stood out because the EV percent was above 3, which is a good rule of thumb for like first half kind of alternate markets such as this. And I also like it because if you just compare to the other book, MGM, that has pricing for this play, it's pretty significantly, it's clear that this FanDuel plus 152 is a clear outlier. Betting on outliers such as this is a pretty profitable venture when it comes to sports betting. Either FanDuel is the sharpest sportsbook in the world and every other book is dumb, or FanDuel might just have this one a little bit mispriced. And what I will say regarding betting on FanDuel, so for those of you who had been following me along this whole journey since I started at OddsJam, which was, I guess I started doing these videos in September, FanDuel was always a book that I was actually down money in. I find FanDuel does a very good job with player props, but recently I have been playing their alternate totals, both first half and full game run line, and now I'm up 2 grand betting on FanDuel. A lot of that has to do with my baseball betting strategy also working out. You find a lot of plays on FanDuel, such as this one. And I looked this up just from a handicapping perspective. I don't do a ton, I don't go too into the weeds on the handicapping that I do in these videos. I keep it a little bit high level to not have these videos take forever. The reason why I like this one, we're backing a young pitcher for the Nats, Corey Abbott. He has only pitched a couple starts, as we can see. He has pitched 4 innings, 6 strikeouts. So again, not a huge sample size. I just really like the fact that we are getting DeGrom on the mound. I think it's his first start of the year coming back from injury. I'm not expecting him to be rusty. While I don't think he's going to go deep in the game, he only needs to go 5 innings. So they'll cap him, I would guess, about 5 innings, but I think he's just going to come and he's just going to come out raking. So I expect the Nats to have probably 0 runs in the first 5. And we just got to hope that the Mets, who are a good hitting team, the concern here is the Mets getting 4 runs, but we're baking that in to the odds. So the plus 152 of the FanDuel line and the plus 144 of the no vig odds, obviously they're taking into account the fact that the Mets could easily rake this pitcher. But the fact that we are getting it as a positive EV play, and I'm at least backing DeGrom on one side of it, is good. And another thing that I find incredibly fascinating, and it might just be fascinating for me as a math sports nerd, but odds are always going to have a win percentage associated with them. All odds have a win percentage associated with them. So if you know the odds, you can know the likelihood of that bet hitting according to the no vig odds of the OddsJam line. All you need to do is just click this calculator here, and it gives you the win percentage. So in this case, this bet has about a win percentage of 41%. So it's taking into account, like I said, that the Mets could just hammer this pitcher, score 4 runs, and our bet loses. And that's why 60% of the time, this bet, or I guess 59% of the time, this bet will lose. But the odds that we are betting it at on FanDuel are plus 152. We can find the implied odds for that as well if we go to the odds converter calculator, type in plus 152, we can see that FanDuel only gives it a 39.7% chance of hitting. So that gap between the almost 41% and the 39.7 is another way to view positive expected value. This bet only needs to hit roughly 41% of the time in order for us to, this bet only needs to hit roughly 39.7% of the time in order for us to break even. But we think it's actually going to hit closer to 41% of the time. So if this game, we live in a simulation, is played thousands of times, it'll hit 410 times, and we only need it to hit 397 times in order to profit. And that gap is where we profit and where we get our EV percentage of 3.21%. So betting on lower level odds, I find, can be really valuable because they're always going to be plus money. So you don't need to hit 50% of the time in order to be profitable. So all in all, I thought this one was a really solid bet. The Mets versus Nationals, first half under 3.5. I avoided this first inning total runs because it's only comparing to one other book. And the next one, so the next bet I was going to take was the under in the Tigers Twins game, but it's no longer positive EV. So the odds must have changed on that. I apologize. So I only have one best bet for you guys, 1 unit on the Mets versus Nationals first half total runs under 3.5. Hope that all made sense. Hope my analysis made sense. If I got anything wrong, please let me know, and I would correct it moving forward. If you agree with my analysis, let me know. I would appreciate if you could comment on the video. Helps me out a ton if you comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Just let me know that this is content that you're enjoying. Helps me keep my job moving forward. So definitely make sure to do all that stuff. And that's all I got for you. So appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.